Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for August 13th, 2020 from 2 Samuel chapter 19, the return of the king. Verse 1, it was told Joab, behold, the king is weeping and mourning for Absalom. So the victory that day was turned into mourning for all the people, for the people heard that day the king is grieving for his son. For King David, you can't have both. You can't have your son Absalom and the throne back. Absalom's rebellion made sure of that. David needs to realize that as a parent, he will grieve over the death of his son, but as king, this should be a day of celebration. But keep in mind that when the king grieves, everyone grieves. When the king celebrates, everyone celebrates. But now a new direction needs to be given. Verse 5. Then Joab came into the house of the king and said, you have today covered with shame the faces of all your servants, who have this day saved your life and the lives of your sons and your daughters and the lives of your wives and your concubines, because you love those who hate you, and you hate those who love you. You have made it clear today that commanders and servants are nothing to you. For today I know that if Absalom were alive and all of us were dead today, then you would be pleased. Wow. These words of the law had to be spoken. Joab was concerned for the people of Israel. Yes, there's a difference between David in his fatherly role and David in his kingly role. Noting that if David in the kingly role continued weeping, all could be undone. Verse 7, Joab continues, now therefore arise, go out and speak kindly to your servants. For I swear by the Lord, if you do not go out, not a man will stay with you this night. And this will be worse for you than all the evil that has come upon you from your youth until now. Then the king arose and took his seat in the gate. And the people were all told, behold, the king is sitting in the gate. And all the people came before the king. Now Israel had fled every man to his own home. During this time, there was lots of confusion, a lot of mixed feelings. Many wanted Absalom, but now could they return back to David? I will admit, repentance is hard. It's difficult to admit that you made a mistake, and maybe even more difficult to go back and confess that you've made a mistake. But in order for healing and unity to take place, for the good of the people, the leaders must bring back David as king, or else they will have utter chaos. David knew this, so he sent a message to the leaders, especially of Judah, sort of imploring them to bring him back. Their response, verse 14, and he swayed the hearts of the men of Judah as one man, so that they sent word to the king, return, both you and all your servants. So the king came back to the Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal to meet the king and to bring the king over the Jordan. Judah, the southern tribes, restored David as king. But what about the northern tribes? What about Israel? They were returning back to their homeland. And so there was partial unity amongst the people of Israel. Join me again tomorrow as we hear about doing the right thing. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.